So welcome to our first intuitive call for 2024. Very exciting. We've got some old faces, some new faces. It's nice to have everybody with us. And I guess I'll start by saying, let's see. I guess I want to start by saying that I haven't done the full reading for 2024 yet, and we're going to look at that a bit tonight. But really, the theme that's become glaringly apparent for this coming year is, I'm calling it the year of the pivot. And what I mean by that is, I think it's going to be a year of having to be flexible, light on our feet, making some, changes as we see fit. And so in the spirit of that, I'm doing the reading live tonight because I've been on the go. I'm working with a client in San Diego and, just coming off the holidays. So I didn't get the reading done. And so I'm going to just pivot and do it a different way. And I actually think this could be fun. And I'll also touch into a little bit of the energy for 2024. And I will get that reading out to everybody in writing, because it's one of the things that I look forward to every year, is just getting the full scope of what's coming. So with that said, let's start with January. Let's see what the energy is here. And I was just saying before we started the recording that I'm not used to doing readings with an audience. So we'll see how this goes. I always hate seeing myself with my eyes closed. I just feel so kind of goofy, but I may have to do that just so I can really concentrate and get the information. So letting you into my process, I usually have my pendulum, and I usually just keep that going to help me navigate my thoughts. And so I guess I'll just start. So here we go for January 2024. So the first thing I do when I start the reading is I just touch in. What am I seeing? I kind of throw my feelers out into the month ahead and just see what energy is there. And so the first thing that comes to me about the energy for this month are the words peace and calm. And I wish I could say that this was meant that it's going to be a peaceful and calm month. I don't really think that's necessarily the case. It might not be bad, but it might not be crazy, but I don't think that's what this is about. I think what I'm getting about that energy is that that's the place that we need to go in ourselves. We need to be looking for readjusting, realigning, recentering to peace and calm, because I think that there's going to be a lot of stuff coming at us. It's a new year. There's always lots of things going on, whether it's work, whether it's the world, whether it's family or whatever. There's always a lot going on at the beginning of the year, and it feels like things are refreshing and shifting. And so lots of movement around. And so that peace and calm to me is about centering. It's about coming into alignment with ourselves, really being able to listen. And I think one of the things for me also about 2024 is, and I might have said this the last 3 years too, but really listening to ourselves. Okay. So I think that this is kind of priming us for what we need to do and how we need to be for the year coming up, is really listening. And again, I think we're going to be pivoting through the course of the year. And so I think, a lot of what we're going to be talking about is navigating our year. How do we navigate a very changing world? Maybe your life is changing. I know mine is. I can talk about that a little bit later, but I know a lot of things in my life are shifting. Things are shifting for members of my family, for other people in my groups. And so for me, the most important thing is consciously navigating my choices. What's the right thing? Where do I go? How, when do I do this? What do I need to be doing? So that's the piece I think that's also coming through from that peace and calm for this month, is to be, when we're peaceful and calm inside, when the water is clear and smooth, we can read the energy. We can read what needs to happen, where we need to go, what choices we need to make. So I think particularly this month, that's going to be really important, is that peaceful, calm listening, just really listening to ourselves. So that's the primary theme for this month. Let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, okay, so this came up. I just did a really quick look at the 2024 energy, and one of the themes that came to me was find the joy in 2024. And so as I'm checking into January, that's another word that comes up, is joy. And I think that relative to that, what we're talking about is, it's easy to open up the news feed or, read the paper or however you get your news. It's easy to get discouraged, depressed, worried, fearful, and just everything that we hear. There's so much stuff going on that has a negative feel to it. So one of the themes that I got for 2024 was find the joy. And so I think that's going to be another thing for this year, and this month in particular, is really like focusing on what's working, what's making you happy. I think we're going to have to really train ourselves this year to stay above the fray, to stay in the positive energy. And that's going to be a muscle, that's going to be a muscle that we build or strengthen to be able to do that, because there's always going to be negative stuff surrounding us. And it's not that we don't need to pay attention, but I think we really, just in our daily lives, whether it's getting up in the morning, sometimes I get up in the morning and I just say, bless this day, and it just sets me in the right frame of mind. Or at the end of the day, I give thanks for this day, bless this day, so I think in ways like that, but also really, like, if we're worried about something, you can think about what the problems could be, but also, okay, well, let me think about what's working with this. What are the benefits? What could be the benefits of this? So focus on what's working, focus on where the joy is, because what's working is going to bring us joy. That's the positive part of that. So I think that's another piece for this month. So I think that's it. Those are the primary themes: peace, calm, listening to within, finding the joy. And I think that'll get us through a pretty good month here. And then, of course, all our promises to ourselves for exercise and a better diet, have better, healthier diet, all that stuff that goes along with it that we'll be doing too. But I think these are the primary energetic waves that are coming in that we want to stick with.